Hello and welcome everyone. This is Blackadder at Blackadder's Place, or rather at the RTS League channel too. Yes, sorry, I'm just right now confused because I was supposed actually to stream originally on RTS League, then on my channel, and then intended on the second channel as the match ended just in time, and unfortunately had to delay the guys here in the match a bit, but fortunately, or rather, hopefully, it's not going to matter all that much, and we are gonna be having a very nice game and match, of course, overall on our hands. Right now, I'm just going to be having to click back a bit because I will have to make sure that actually everybody is, or rather everything is running as it should with the delay and whatnot and such. So far, let's just wait a moment. And we are right now looking, for example, at Zokyo, who is starting for GDM and is going to be joined by Elsit and Pain, which is a pretty decent team overall. And against them, we are having Deities of Death A. That is, of course, one of the, well, you would say favorites for advancing to the playoffs for sure. For the title, not all that sure, but we mustn't underestimate them because players like Chaos, Joe, and Omega X Blast are not half bad, and they definitely can pull their weight. But of course, it's going to be a bit difficult against clans like Absoluts and maybe even SK, which is basically the former TBL, or maybe, well, maybe, for example, Keen from last season. Right now, looking at the docks being placed on the sides of the water, as of course, it's almost looking like that Pain with Elsit are going to be at the same spot. Kind of unfortunate lag time, or rather idle time in here a bit for him, whereas there's going to be a double on the right. Yes, so it's going to be double from Deities of Death on the right side, whereas for the opponents, Gladiator or still Mythology, it's going to be on the left. Now first relics around, better village farming rate is actually pretty nice, considering that this is Isis, and overall the gods are, for dots, Isis, Ra, and, or rather, goddammit, blind on top of all, Isis, Odin with Zeus, and against them GDM, Ra, Set, Hades. Well, definitely curious what the Odin is gonna do. He's in the pocket, so I wouldn't be surprised by some kind of fast Ragnarok. It definitely would be making a whole lot of sense to me. And hopefully it would be working also. Right now I'm gonna check if we are already running on the second channel. So I'll give a second in here. Like that we are, and yes, everything is running just fine in there. Okay, I don't really have time for the advertisements, so I'm gonna send them between the games. So on the first channel, we are right now having, you probably know, you are probably watching both of these channels. Phase 2 against, man, Deities of Death C. Yes, that's the team. And of course, here we are, GDM versus Deities of Death A. So a lot of dots, basically all three matches of them streamed tonight. And well, the other teams in the season have already been playing. The first match was basically on Monday, streamed by Thomas Shelby. The stream is on his channel. That was Sisu versus TMB. And then, well, of course, Suits. Then they played against the Deities of Death B the first match. And other teams, well, right now there is, I think, maybe going to be happening TM versus GME. Not exactly sure if it's going to be streamed or not. It's a bit of an impromptu match. And last match, this is actually all. That might actually be all of the games. Yeah, well, pretty good job, all the teams, in getting the games played in time. We are right now looking at basically 3 minutes, so we will be advancing into the next ages reasonably soon, as we are also looking at scouting around the map. And are we seeing some extra relics? Yes, we definitely are, so let's check them out. Better infantry attack versus Titans sucks, unless actually the Odin gets it, or Ragnarok, and then against enemy Titans. In that case, that actually might be pretty huge. That actually might be pretty huge in that case, but I'm not exactly certain if they're going to be thinking about it all that much. Better farming rate, we have already seen that. In the middle, that is faster infantry build time. That's actually another pretty good one for Odin, if he's gonna go for the Mista style, aka Ulfsarks all around the map. That's actually not how bad relic this one. That will help him quite decently. Another relic is at the bottom for better villager speed. Very nice one for anybody. Better town center population slots, yet another cool one that will help, and cheaper temple researches. Yeah, well, that's probably nothing all that game changing, but better something than nothing, right? Okay, so dogs are getting set up, of course, by IMJO because he's the ISIS, so he's just spamming all the shoreline, but so is Pain as his opponent, who is a set, and well, he's of course going to be helped by Hades, so I'm fairly certain this double might be a bit too much for Joe to handle, but at the same time he's Egyptian, and you can see he's already dropping 4th dock, and I would be thinking maybe a 5th. There's just some nice room in there. He'll be coming into play as well, and in that case, yeah, good luck dealing with that, because those fishies are quite close to the shoreline, and with proper micro, he definitely could be gathering from that for a long time to come. In the meantime, very nice play right now by Pen, because he's not going to be just on the left side, he's going to be helping on the right. This is something that you don't really see all that often. Usually players commit to one side, but this is exactly what I think that Pockets should be playing. Maybe I am spoiled from Age of Empires, where actually Pockets do help both sides quite regularly. But yeah, not really all that common in Age of Mythology, so maybe we are going to be seeing a shift in the meta. You never know. A lot of docks from purple, from Omega X Blast in the front. That's 4 docks for a Greek. Wow, that's kinda a lot. That's really kinda a lot. What kind of economy is he actually having? 7 and 5, that's 12 on wood, that's kinda alright. That's actually quite interesting, but he's advancing quite late, so that's the reason, yeah. If he was advancing 430, he of course wouldn't be able to afford that amount of docks. So right now he's through at 530, which is pretty decent. He's going to be advancing the same as I am Joe, and quite close by to Zokyo. So yeah, that definitely seems like that it is some kind of plan for Deities of Death. Yellow already preparing some boaties at the top, but of course not having any kind of idea how to push through. He is at least attempting to do it through the land. Really all that effective, of course, as those boats should be quite fine, but I would be kind of waiting in here if maybe there's gonna be some help from land, from Chaos especially, but so far he seems to be looking at the minimap, basically set up a bit more on the right side. Yeah, he's definitely set up here, so he's probably gonna be hoping that together with Omega X Blast they're gonna win the water, whereas at the top left, I'm Joe is just going to be stalling their opponents as long as possible, and that will allow them to basically not care about the water. If they win the bottom, they're going to be pretty much happy, I think, as if they engage their opponents at the top for a long enough time. Yeah, I'm kinda thinking that it will work towards their advantage, as they might be having slightly better advances into the heroic ages. Well, this water battle is of course going quite alright, because even though Pain has established his docks in here, he is quite kinda unsure where he wants to commit. He was committing to the top, probably a bit more, or rather thinking that he might be committing in there, but he's not needed at all, because Red is so far not having all that many boats, just basically waiting next to the docks, protecting the fishies. Areas at the bottom, he is right now fully engaging, and I'm talking about Pain. Oh yeah, let's see if it's going to be fast enough or not, because potentially might not be, as looking how those two are Egyptians, they are both a bit later to advance into the next age, and well, it will kinda depend who is attempting to go into the next age, and of course, the restoration. I'm kinda thinking right now that it would be better used on here by who is actually the Hades? Yellow, right? Alcid, yes, by Alcid, because of course this is a double. But it has to be said that the battle is not going quite alright for GDMs, and it might be a bit of a waste, because this water seems to be more or less lost, unless Zokyo and Pain are already thinking about the heroic ages. Let's have a quick look at the top, because this seems to be kinda alright. It's just basically yellow against red, which seems to be working quite alright right now for Joe, as apparently he knew what he was doing and just waited for the correct moment. Kinda curious if somebody is already interested in the heroic age. So far not. You can see that everybody at 8 minutes still not advancing. Kinda funny, because you would be expecting that maybe the Egyptians, at least one of them, there are 4 Egyptians in this game, rather 3. One of them would be advancing, but apparently that's not the case yet. That is not the case yet, and well, we're going to be seeing a prolonged battle in Feudal Age, or in the Classical Age. Here it is. I was just waiting for some kind of mistake like that, because I've cast like, I don't know, maybe 30 plus games last 2 weeks of Age of Empires, so I'm basically attuned to that kind of streaming. I'm probably going to be making mistakes like Imperial Age and such. Nothing else. Was the first one, and yeah, just confirming in here that the water is more or less won on the right side, and we must be switching also on the land, because due to rather easily on water on the right flank. Chaos is already moving in with the attack, with the Ulsarks. Fortunately, still doesn't have the rally. Not exactly sure if he even has it in line of sight, could be just in LOS of GDM, but this stolen town center in the front is definitely a pretty great idea. As, of course, it will be a huge surprise to Zokyo as he's an Egyptian, and yeah, might be kinda missing on all the gold in the middle. In the meantime, though, the pocket player is doing what he can to make sure that they do have some kind of reasonable placement on the gold mines. This is actually not a bad spot, combined with the town center on the left of the Hades. Preparing the art. Oh, not Archer Range. Actually, Military Academy and Stable. Best in unit choice for a Hades. And having pretty nice gold placements in here, so definitely will be quite happy about that. In the meantime, the same as Chaos is doing at the bottom is happening at the top from Pain and Elsit, and they are quite intent on stealing a TC from Joe, which he might be quite unhappy about, because so far I'm fairly certain he has no kind of idea about that. He has just advanced into a Heroic Age, getting the siege boats, and that should reasonably mean that this water is more or less one for him, because he wouldn't expect the yellow player to be advancing, because he is going for town center, of course. Second TC has also been built by Zokyo, that was the back one. Otherwise, Omega X Blast also at second, Joe also taking the back one. This is potentially a pretty big threat to them, because with Pain, well, going to be advancing sundown soon. Deal. Well, that's color what, 5? No, 6. Oh, okay, so it's 4. Okay, it's 4. Doesn't have the resources like at all, and curiously enough, even though it's Zokyo right now going for all the farms in here, not the same is true. Not the same is true for Pain, as they are already going for the market, so yeah, they're establishing themselves for the late game, as the water is just confirmed to be 1 altogether, and there's just going to be a dock to make sure that the enemies are not coming in, and for a bit more efficiency with the fishies. Another TC for Chaos. Have to be a bit more careful, because there is just a croc, basically, crocodile and rock, waiting for a bit of raiding, and oh man, he might be at the wrong spot, the wrong time, this poor Ulsak. Zokyo just now at the last moment noticed, and not only him, not only this crocodile, there's of course going to be help from Pain to get rid of the TC, which is not ideal, but I don't think it's actually all that crucial, because Chaos is quite nicely set up in the front, already having medium Ulfsarks, any kind of extra upgrades yet, but with the siege works coming up, already being established inside the base for Zokyo, are we seeing the Migdol? He should be. He's going very defensively, kinda interesting for him. But he needs to be careful, because of course, as you can see, the trade route is coming through here, and there is already a back build being established by Chaos, which is definitely a great idea. And not just that, he is trying to sneak a TC in there, and there's absolutely no line of sight, because the trade is coming through the top because of the tricky wood line, and it doesn't seem like that either yellow or teal will be going for the TC. Definitely doesn't look like the teal will, it is his. And yellow is just going to be content with his own, so I'm actually thinking this might pass. This might be working quite alright, as we are looking at a huge battle right now developing at the top. And, well, the Ancestor is basically evened out, even though, of course, with the Eclipse they're going to be a whole lot better for Joe. But Pain does have a good army in here as well. But the Elise might be just a bit too much, especially because of the Chariot Archers from Just Steel. Oh well, nicely played by Pain, because the TC was almost up if you could have seen it. It was like maybe 100 hit points from finished. As right now all those minions are trying to take it down here again, but I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be working. Seems to be just now. And that might be because of Elsie joining. Yeah, I'm fairly certain about it, because if he wasn't joining, then the battle against the, or rather between the Aegis was just in Joe's favor because of the Elise Chariot Archers against just this. But the Hippicons, that's not good news, and they have to retreat, which is of course a bit worse news, because this TC is most probably gonna be stolen, not only because of the tower, but because of the sheer presence of the army in this part of the map. The TC being finished by Chaos as well. Oh, whoa, I was just right now thinking that it might be actually a different color. And oh man, this guy should be coming somewhere else, so that he actually doesn't attract the villagers. If Elsie notices, Chaos just now going for this. And oh, you might be thinking actually he's going for the villages. He is. He's going for the villages because those villages are right now right out of the TC at the last moment, and Zokyo is gonna survive this, or rather help actually survive this for DMs, but let's see for how long, because Omega X Blast in the Mythical Age is just in, and on the Shifting Sands with Crucial Army. Now there's some more ghost powers that could be cast. I can't actually think of any. Restoration, yeah, that's one. That could be coming in for us, it is definitely helping. And that is, well, not bad. Not bad, but he needs to get rid as soon as possible of the siege tower, so that of course the underworld passage survives, which it right now will. And where is the entry to the underworld passage? Ah, inside the base. It's not anything adventurous, so he should be having just enough buildings. Yeah, he definitely does have. And even though he doesn't have the upgrades, this seems pretty decent for them. And seems to be also alright working. So yeah, this is decent. Not just one, because Steel is doing a pretty great job in here still with this army. Whereas at the top it results in, of course, a switch of the situation, because they need to send their units elsewhere, and this is right now the moment for I'm Joe to go for full-on attack. There is an attempt at TC by Pain, which has been successful. Elsid has lost a TC, and that's one at the back because of the trees. And of course with the help of the Colossus. And well, somebody needs to be careful about repairing the underworld passage. Just now at the last moment send it in villages. But there is, oh, there's a lot of range. That's a bit too much range, I'm thinking. And to repair it a bit. Not really fast enough. Yep, so that's gone. And how many villages do we have as purple? About 3. Yeah, well, that's definitely not enough, and he needs to be a whole lot more careful about them. And at the same time, of course, Gladiadores should be singling them out, because if they are not, then they are asking for pretty deep trouble. He's coming in to get rid of more buildings. At this point, I pretty much think that it would be a clever idea to house yellow. He does have like 3-4 houses somewhere around here, a lot of houses. But potentially that could be some kind of idea, as we are looking at Locust by Zokyo, which, which are quite juicy indeed. Oh well, that hurt. That hurt significantly, especially with the help of the Petsukos. That's a lot of dead bodies, god damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh man, that's about up to 15. Up to 15 villages on gold dead. And yeah, you can kinda guess what that usually does to your game. In the meantime, Chaos is advancing forward, right into the heart of the Chaos base, doing a pretty good job in there, with the Usans who are already ready, with the baseline of upgrades, which is of course going to be helping him, and with the Rams. As you do not really see all that often, but it's definitely working, as this is probably the last Migral, if I see this correctly. A rock. Yes, this is most definitely the last Migral, so there's not going to be anything else for him to make any kind of units out of. Like literally, right? He doesn't have anything else, so once this Migral is down, which right now he might be getting a bit lucky, because of the mercenaries, it's actually going to be slightly small game over for Zokyo, because he's not prepared for anything like this at all. Let's have a quick look at the top, where so far Joe is doing a good job. He has established himself right next to the TC, he is right now popped and is advancing ever forward, because he needs to secure the gold mine at all costs. Yellow is now forced to basically fight at this position with all he has, because he needs to stop this together with Pain, whereas at the back build, yeah, the situation seems to be kinda handled, and the TCs are coming back for Pain and for Elsid also. So sit back at 3, Pain will be at 4, potentially could be a bit of a threat. Whereas Migral for green is just now down, and yep, right now we are entering the moment for him where he should be thinking about what he wants to do next. Because now he's out of any military, he can just basically literally make only mercenaries. He cannot do anything else, he's just now going for barracks, and I have to say, at pretty weird placement, because this is under pressure very easily. Pain has just lost down center in the middle. That has been attacked by Omega X Blast, who is pushing through the middle as well, and might be really attempting to gold star his opponent, and it might be succeeding quite easily, because Pain is going with a lot of units into the middle. Yeah, Wolfie is going to be the first warning, but this army is going to be the next one. Even though, if we can call it even a warning, because that's just going to be, yeah, goodbye release. Typicons without any kind of upgrades, like literally no upgrades at 18 minutes. Foxhots also without upgrades, so that could be going slightly better. And right now we are looking at the resigns, because the battle doesn't seem to be going alright. yeah, the gold will be basically gone for pain, and they are recognizing that with Joe advancing quite convincingly on the left against Elsid, and basically Zokyo being dead on the right through chaos. This wasn't going their way in the end. Well, that was actually a nice game. Quite good attempts by GDMs in the front in here, but unfortunately somehow it didn't work out. I think that actually the winning condition might have been the underworld passage, which basically threw everything into complete disarray for GDMs. They had to use both shifting sands, basically retreat with both armies from attacks that were going alright for them into the defense. And I think that was exactly it, because it allowed Joe to go for the 30C, and from there on, he just didn't have all that many problems. Let's check the post game. Omega X as the MVP, well, yeah, as the Zeus, but he was playing well. I think all three actually dots played quite alright, and GDMs didn't play bad either. It was quite a high level match in here from both of these teams. Bad at all. Pretty good economy for Chaos. The pocket and one water, you would be expecting that. And I need to go quickly out as it's a GG.